Welcome back to GLVC and live coverage of the 2019 Football Kickoff. Our third school featured today is Quincy University, which is picked to finish 6th in the conference this season. The Hawks were 4-7 last season, 3-4 in league play, good for 5th place. Joining us now is head coach Gary Bass, senior quarterback Andrew Rund, senior defensive lineman Bryce Johnson. Gentlemen, welcome. Coach, you're entering your third season as the head man of the Hawks. Give us your impression as we are set to begin the new season.
Well, first off, I can't believe it's been 3 years. I got told today after some new coaches here, I'm now in the middle of the pack as far as tenured guys, which is kind of funny in and of itself. But, you know, the most important thing for us was establishing a culture for the last 2 years and laying the foundation for our football program. So for us, it's like I told Coach Bell, our athletic director, it wasn't about wins and losses up to that point. It was about making sure our kids understood exactly what needed to be done to be a good football program, not a good football team. We want to be good year in and year out. In order to do that, you have to lay a foundation. So for us, our culture and everything is right where we need it to be, and we've adopted the mindset this year as our third year of being right now, and it's time for us to win football games and time for us to do things the way we need to right now.
13 starters returned for you this season, Coach, but just 4 on the offense. Andrew, sitting next to you, has been a constant for you under center, 30 games played, and he can get it done both in the air and on the ground. Start with Andrew's leadership and give us a look at the rest of the unit, including two-time all-GLVC lineman Justin Rosendahl.
You know, offensively, we're going to be a little bit different look this year. We're making some changes offensively to exactly what we're going to look like. I'll not tell anybody that. I told our coach I was going to tell him something that we're not doing, but I ain't going to do that. But, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, Andrew is going to be a senior. He's played a lot of snaps for us when he was a freshman, whenever I was the offensive coordinator, and the last 2 seasons. He's been able to throw the ball well. He's been able to run the football at a high level. His leadership intangibles are amazing. He's grown so much in the past 6 to 9 months just with being more vocal with our guys and truly bringing them to where they need to get to. It's been huge. Offensively, we got some new guys that are going to be showing. We got a transfer from Western Illinois at receiver. That's going to be a big player for us. We really think running back right now, we've got a great stable of backs with some 2 freshmen coming in from Joliet Catholic and West Aurora in high school, along with the guys we have in now. And being an offensive lineman myself, and something I did when I was the offensive coordinator, I think our offensive line is going to be better than it's ever been before. We've got a lot of talent there. Anchor of that group, of course, Justin Rosendahl, been a 4-year starter for us at every single position you could be at. And he has set the right mentality and culture within that group that I'm excited to watch him play, going back to coaching offensive line again.
Thank you, Coach. Andrew, 2,400 passing yards at 11 scores, as well as another 3 touchdowns on the ground for your career. Give us a take on both your individual performances and some of the goals for this year, as well as your assessment on the team as you enter your final season.
Yeah, I really feel like this year we have so much talent around me, and great line, great running backs, great receivers. So I'm thinking big things for this year. Like Coach said, we're not going to really let everyone know how we're changing things up really right now. But I think right now that's our mindset of the season is right now, and our offense is really kicking in high gear. And I think this year is going to be a year that we really take off.
Thank you, Andrew. Coach, on the defensive side of the ball, we don't want to dwell on the past, but clearly a big void to fill after the graduation of All-American linebacker Cody Leonard, the GLVC Defensive Player of the Year, who led the nation in tackles. Now you return 4 all-conference honorees up front, so let's talk about them and the addition of who's stepping up at that linebacker position.
Yeah, you never replace a guy like Cody. The biggest thing for us from a linebacker perspective is we feel like we have a stable of guys that can come in and play at a very high level. So you're not going to just see one guy like a Cody Leonard come in there and make all the tackles. I think we feel like we've got a stable of linebackers that can come in there and make a lot. So I think it's going to help us. Up front, we're going to be the best on defensive line, just like I said, on offensive line a minute ago, we've ever been. From top to bottom, including Bryce, who had a great year last year at defensive line. We've got guys coming in that have a lot of experience and some guys that are going to push people that I think from top to bottom, we've got 8, 9, 10 guys really feel really good about defensive line-wise. So I'm really excited about where we are on defense. We really did a good job last year in a lot of aspects to improve on for the first year, and I can't wait to watch this big guy over here on this side play his last year because I recruited him and I coached him whenever I was on offense when he was playing fullback, and now I get an opportunity to watch his senior year. So I'm really excited about that.
Bryce, you earned honorable mention all GLVC honors last year with 24 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss and 3 sacks. We mentioned the strength in senior leadership up front with you, D.T. Christensen, Keenan Stiegel. How important will that core be for the defensive unit this season?
Well, personally, I think it's going to be about the best thing that we'll have lined up for everybody. Like, I feel like personally for me, like I've seen a lot of people grow. I've seen a lot of people that have come in and just now, their first time ever playing in a college game, really buy into what we have going on. They're really feeling the culture. Like everybody wants to be a part of it, and we're starting to realize that it's not just about the individual, it's about the entire group. If everybody does their job, then we can't lose. That's how I look at it for me. So I think that we're going to take everything to the next level this year, especially with Stiegel and everybody behind me that's talking to us. Our communication is key. So as long as we keep that up, I think we're going to be just fine.
Bryce, thank you. Coach, talk about the special teams unit this year. Michael Klotz returns for kicking duties, as well as the punter Nathan Cooney, former second all-conference honoree. You have some experience coming back as well in a return game.
Yeah, Nathan is going to be a senior year, and he has been an absolute steadfast, he's been great for us. For multiple years, close to 40, if not over 40 yards a punt. And we put him in some rough situations offensively in the last couple of years. So for him to be able to do the things to flip the field position for us has been huge. It's funny, most kickers don't talk about people having ice water through the veins, but the kid's got it from a punting perspective. Mikey is probably the most in-your-face, funny kicker I've ever seen in my life. Dude's jacked up. He's strong. He just a lot of things you don't see most kickers want to do. He is big hunter, big fisher, does all these different things, and the kid just comes out and works so hard. One of the coolest things about Mikey is the fact that he had 4 tackles on kickoff last year. So he's one of those guys that's not afraid to stick his head in. He's a football player first. So we're really expecting really good things out of those guys. And from a return standpoint, we believe we've got a lot of dynamite guys that can really, really help us take the ball and do what we need to do with it. And Paul Sullivan, that had some returns last year. We lose Shane Barrett, which is a big loss, but we've got a lot of guys coming back that we feel will fill that void.
Coach, finally, looking at your schedule last year, you opened up Division I Indiana State and then spent the majority of the first half of your season at home. This year you open up on the road against Central State and Kentucky Wesleyan, followed by Wayne State in a GLVC opener against Truman State at home before 3 straight league games on the road. That'll make 5 of the first 7 contests on the road, a 180 from last season. Talk about your thoughts leading into that stretch of your schedule.
Well, last year, out of the 60 people we traveled, 45 of our guys were sophomores or younger. We had so much youth. Everything was about trying to keep the routine as simple as possible. So our 7 home games last year, our 4 road games, we did not have one overnight game at all last year. Our kids slept in the same bed on Friday night every single week. So for us, I thought that was really important to keep a consistent routine for them. And it's funny, this year we are still going to be a very, very young football team, but guys that have much more experience. And for us, I think the same goes for when you're going on the road. I want to try to make sure we keep our routine as consistent as possible. So for us, going on the road for a couple of weeks, then home for a couple of weeks, then on the road again, you kind of have that more consistent mindset of exactly what's going on. And when you have a not veteran team, but a more veteran experienced team than we've had in the past, I think that's going to really help us with getting on the road and having a consistent format from there.
Coach Andrew, Bryce, thank you so much for joining us here on GLVC SN, and best of luck to you this season. Fans, don't go anywhere after this short break. The McHenry Bearcats will enter the room to talk football. You're watching continuing coverage of the 2019 GLVC Football Kickoff on the GLVC Sports Network.
Finding your passion is easy at Quincy University. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's degree or looking to go even further, at QU, your professional and academic future is bright. 40 undergrad programs include moments that become experiences, connections that become careers, and relationships that become lifelong support. We want you here. That's why we work hard to ensure that a Quincy University education is affordable. Let us help you put together a plan. Visit discover.quincy.edu to get started.